Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. You know what time it is, man. It's your home edition, baby. And it's Monday. You know, every week you think that every time I sit up in front of this camera, man, it's gonna be we're gonna have some good news for you. But I can't even say that to y'all, man. I gotta shake my head and say, ain't no good news for y'all. Because black people still fighting for equality. We still fighting over systemic racism. People still don't believe. And I am not sure why this is so hard for folks. You know, some people they must be tied up in this, their abusive past, because I'm not sure why it's so hard to recognize that the systemic racism lives, it exists, and it exists in everywhere, in the police force, man, in your workplace. So, I mean, I just don't understand. It's unbelievable to me. And I'll say it too. Hey man, it exists in the Parks Board, because we know it do. Because I've been there. I'm living proof of it, man. And so, wow, it's tough, you know, and people need to come to grips with this, man. They need to recognize it may make them feel uncomfortable, but we need to sit down and talk about this stuff. And I know we keep saying we're gonna sit down and talk about it, but truly, the time has come for it to be like, hey, look, you know what? We need to stop sitting down and talk about it. We need to sit down and discuss what we're gonna actually do about it. And I mean, for racial equality and systemic racism to be finished and to be gone, people need to sit there and understand that this is going to be an uncomfortable situation, uncomfortable conversation, but they need to sit down and do it. And the sheer fact that, I mean, with colonization and colonialism and all the other socioeconomic reasons of why black people getting beaten, indigenous people getting beaten, killed, you know, it's unbelievable that folks just cannot come to grips with that, man. It's high time y'all sit down and take a look at yourselves and be like, hey, look, you know, this does exist, and I'm a part of the problem. Or are you going to be a part of the solution? Because we need to sit down, you know, with the teachers, the political parties, or everyone in politics, man, politicians, and it goes right from the bottom and right to the top, because we need to sit down with all y'all and make sure we get fair and equal treatment. You know what I mean? So, I mean, over the weekend we had knucklehead Trump. I mean, go to some place where I don't even think he understands what happened so Mount Rushmore can be built. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, for sheer fact, this dude, he goes to have a little rally at in South Dakota, where the Lakota Indians and black people beaten, hung, killed, didn't matter. The Lakota Indians got the white men raped and killed their people, and then pushed them off that land so that they can have this thing to put up Mount Rushmore. I can fact check that all you want, because this is what happened. And yet this man goes there and without any semblance of, I should be thanking the people and maybe not even go there to do no rally. But no, he goes there and spews off all sorts of hateful rhetoric, man, and just nonsense. And I don't understand I don't know if people in Canada are seeing the same thing, or are there people in Canada that believe in what Trump is saying? Because I don't know if it's me, because I must be not seeing what he's saying as being true, because all the stuff he said is basically hateful, and he's just stirring up a race war. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. And yet people still following this dude. So that means they must believe in exactly what he's saying. So this is why I don't get it. So I don't know, man. And y'all gotta be happy y'all live in Canada. But even though there's still racism in Canada, and we still trying to figure that out, because fools like this, I don't know what his name is, in the Kelowna RCMP, he's gonna post blackface on his online, on his, I don't know, on his email or website. I don't know what it was, but really, where's the sense? I just don't get it. I mean, man, it's hard for me to sit here, man. It's hard for me to sit here and just kind of comprehend just the volume of stupidity that is going on. And so the city is going to vote on this stop and frisk or stop and search. Here's my thing. Now, they have to put it to a vote through the city. So I'm just thinking, before all this happened, for it to be passed or as a law, did the city have to vote on it before, when they first first invoked it? Because if they had to vote on it the first time, what makes it any different this time? And you're gonna vote on it this time to say no because it's discrimination right now? I'm thinking, you know what? If George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or any of my Ahmaud Arbery and everybody, Tamir Rice and anybody else, Michael Brown, and any of my indigenous brethren and sisters weren't killed, and we had the marches and everything else that's happening, we would still be going. We wouldn't have a vote on stop and frisk or stop and search, because it would still be going on. So my question is, if this didn't happen, would we be looking at this vote from the city? And did the city vote on it before to make it into a law in VPD? You see what I'm saying? Because if they did, I'm thinking the city was then complicit in letting it happen. And all these discriminatory things that happen to black people and indigenous people, where you stop and search them for no reason, the city had a hand in that. So, and what now? All of a sudden now you want to take your hand out of the cookie jar. Because now, it seems to be racist. Listen, it was racist from the beginning when it started. So you guys shouldn't have voted it in. So I'm sitting there blaming all y'all in the city if you let that happen before. And now you're trying to take it away. It shouldn't have been acted in the first place. So I don't get it. It's unbelievable to me. This is what I'm saying. The sheer volume of stupidity, man. And making it like, oh yeah, you know what? It's now time to take this out. It shouldn't have been done. Stop and search, stop and frisk. It's discriminatory, man. Because we know that the bias in the VPD, and we know that, oh yeah, I ain't forgotten. Deputy Chief Chow, ain't no systemic racism in VPD. And I guess there ain't no systemic racism in any of the police forces in BC. I guess not. I mean, you got to look at that dude who's putting up blackface on his page. I guess he don't know nothing about racism. And should he be going to anti-racism training? I'm thinking that every police officer, every city official, every park board official, and every one of you people in the park board need to sit there and go to anti-racism training to understand what racism really is. Because I don't think y'all do. It's unbelievable, man. Just the sheer volume of ignorance that you people, the ones who are running the city and running the VPD, all you politicians, all you people in the Parks Board, every single one of y'all at the upper levels, y'all need to get anti-racism training, man, because it's definitely time. It's time to come. It's time to come to. You gotta come to grips with your own reality, man. Golly, just unbelievable. This stuff is every single day. It's irritating to me that it just keeps coming up. There's more and more, and y'all just ain't trying to deal with it. I'm so through. I can't even go on anymore because y'all just irritate me, man. Irritate me. Yo, just remember, man, all you folks out there, man, you marching or doing whatever you doing. Remember that there is a pandemic going on, and y'all got to be safe. And remember now that they saying it might be aerosol, it might be airborne. So y'all got to wear your mask, wash your hands, do whatever you got to do to make sure you stay safe, because you know what? It don't just affect you, so you cannot be selfish. You feel what I'm saying? You got to take care of your entire family. So stay safe and wear the mask. And all y'all be safe, social distance. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, I'm your man Valentine, baby. And if you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the ground with your man Valentine, y'all. Y'all need to come together, man.